Happy day, folks. We're on part 3 of the SJP days. We're going to be wrapping it all up here. Just recalling everything here has been a blast, as I've stated, and I'm recording this actual episode at a very different spot than where I usually record my podcast. I'm actually in my hometown, Whitehall, Illinois, parked at a place called the Whitehall Res. It's a reservoir outside of my hometown, and I used to come out here during this time frame that I'm talking about and write songs all the time. There's benches, still the same benches out here, and I would come out here with my guitar and just sit here and write. Sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the evening, afternoon, just kind of when I felt like it. It was kind of my little escape, and it was a lot of fun. Kind of picking up where we left off. I went on a tour with Joshua Aaron, and this tour we went down all the way to Austin, Texas. I believe we started it out, did a show in Springfield, Illinois, one down in, Perryville, Missouri, and then we went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm trying to think of the college we did the show at. I cannot think of the name of it to save my life, but it's the big university there in Tulsa, and it was in the parking lot of that college where I got my first lesson on trying to drive a stick shift. And needless to say, I have an automatic vehicle to this day because I cannot drive a stick. So if you can drive a stick, hands down to you for being a killer driver, because I don't know how you guys do it, but it's definitely a good skill to have. I'll tell you that. I wish I had it. I tried, but I killed that car more times than I can count and rocked it back and forth. Oh man. And then after we left Tulsa, Oklahoma, I believe we started to make our way down to Texas. And we played at this place called Big Daddy's concert venue in Denton, Texas. That's right in the Dallas area. It was a very interesting place because it was like a BYOB place. And we did a show with 3 other local acts there in the Denton area. And we had a good crowd there. It was about 400 people or so, and it was just good time. A lot of people wanted to come out and hear some good music and enjoy the company. And then one of the guys that was playing in the show that opened it up, I can't remember his name, was Zach something. He invited us. He's like, if you guys don't have a place to stay, come and crash at my place. And a lot of times in these tours and stuff, I'd stay with many people. That's how I met a lot of the people that I don't like to use the word fans, but a lot of the friends I made through my music, I met them through them letting me crash at their place. Save some money, helping a brother out. Cashed in the HBO policy. HBO. Help a brother out. But, so I remember we went to a little house party there and crashed on the floor. And then the next day from Denton, I believe we were off to College Station, Texas, where we played there at the Texas A&M University, as well as got to go on the college radio station there in College Station at the Texas A&M University radio station. Did a little interview, and 3 songs I believe we played on air there, and that was a good time. And I'm trying to think what else really happened there. I think that show I actually had lost my voice, and I rarely ever did, and I hate canceling concerts. I think I end up playing instead of my full set, I ended up playing 3 songs. I felt horrible about it, but it was about all I could do without completely ruining my vocal cords. And I could barely even talk or sing as it is, but I gave them a little bit, so it worked out. Then cruising on down through that, we went to San Antonio, Texas. Oh, I forgot to put my phone on silent. I'll tell you what. We were in College Station, and I'm trying to think. After that, was that Austin? Austin, Texas, I think is where we played next. I still remember the street name, San Jacinto Boulevard. And went and saw we went down all the downtown area afterwards and checked out the whole city. And Austin is a very very different city compared to a lot of other cities I've been in. There's it's like a melting pot of rock and roll, hip hop, country music, heavy metal. Everything could be found in that city. And I remember we didn't have the internet, so we needed to get online to check MySpace. So we found a Starbucks and went there, bought a coffee, and hung out there for like 3 hours and just messed around online for a little bit. That was the exciting tour life that night. And I believe that night we didn't have anywhere to stay, so we slept in a parking lot in the car. It was a McDonald's parking lot, I think. And if you ever slept in the car, it's it's an experience, but it was one of many times that we've done things like that. Us musicians are some wild, crazy people, you know, but you find ways to make it work. As long as you're doing what you love, it's not too bad. Then went on down to San Antonio, and we played right down on the Riverwalk, actually, at a place I believe that is still there. I still remember the name because it was a crazy night. It was called the Ruta Maya, R-U-T-A, Ruta Maya. And it was like an Italian restaurant, bar and grill type place. And we played the show there. And as part of us playing, they gave us a gift of 2 bottles of wine each to every act playing, to every person in the band. Say bands that had 5 people, they gave them 10 bottles of wine. So me and Josh both got 2 bottles of wine each. So that was kind of cool. And then we went to this piano bar afterwards with some people. And keep in mind at this time we're not 21. So we decided we made it in this piano bar without getting carded. I looked a lot older I looked at least 21, I think, because with my beard. It does have its perks. And so we got in there, and it was a good night financially for us that night. So we had a little bit extra to blow as far as cash goes. And the guy playing piano, I went up there and gave him a $5 bill, and I said, "Can you play My Girl by Temptations?" He goes, "Yeah, if I do, you got to buy everybody in this bar a round of drinks." I was like, "Okay." Yeah, there was only me and Josh, and I think there was maybe a table of like 10 or 11 people. That was all that was in there, so maybe 14 of us. So I was like, "Okay." And so he starts playing it, and so I walk up to the bar and asked them if I could get around for a Bud Light for everybody here at the bar. And she said, "Yeah, can I see your ID?" And I, just freaking out inside my head, but quick acting Scott, I'm like, "Oh, actually, we're traveling, we're on tour, and I think I left my ID out in my bag that's out in the car." She goes, "All right, I'll wait here while you go get it." And at this time, I didn't know that the guy working the door went up to Josh and asked him for his ID as well, and he told them the same thing. So like me and him are both walking out at the same time with the bodyguard, or the door guy. I wouldn't call him a bodyguard, but bouncer, walking behind us while we're both walking out of this piano bar. And so we literally just walk and go and hop in the car and start on our next drive. I think it was up to Shreveport, Louisiana. Oh man, we were I tell you what, we got away with it, but it was a time. And so after that, I think we hit a couple more dates up in Illinois and came back and finished up the tour. Following that, I believe, was the Cornerstone Music Festival. It's not going on anymore. It was a rock festival that was held in Bushnell, Illinois, which a lot of you guys, especially from Illinois, may not even know where that's at. That's a small town outside of Macomb, Illinois. And they have a big field where they'd put on this big rock festival, and I got to play it along with 50 other acts, but some of the main headlining acts was like Ann Berlin, Switchfoot, Flyleaf. It was really good, just a lot of great acts, and I met a lot of great people there while we camped out for 3 or 4 days, and I met a lot of good folks there from Macomb that I'm still acquaintances with today, so it turned out to be a good deal. then shortly after that was kind of whenever, I don't know, from all the traveling and stuff, it seemed to be a lot. And then I had moved up to Chicago, I believe, at this time, close to, I don't remember how long, year maybe. And lived up there for a bit, played some shows and worked on my music and just enjoyed life. And then I moved back to my hometown of Whitehall, continued playing music, doing a lot more local shows at this time. I did some shots in Indiana. Oh, and well, before all the Chicago and all that stuff, I had signed my first record deal with Indianapolis, Indiana located record label named 11 Teen Records. And did a couple releases through there, which my single Dreamers was actually their second single release from an artist on their label. It was a pretty new label, ran by some very, very nice gentlemen. And so yeah, my stint with 11 Teen Records was only a one album deal. It was an indie label, and they were great to me and got some sweet shows out of it. Did trying to think after that. Yeah, that's when the Chicago thing happened. Yeah, that's right. I tell you, I'm the one supposed to be telling you guys what's going on. I don't even know what's going on around here. Can somebody help a brother out? My goodness. And after that, I moved back from Chicago to my hometown of Whitehall. That's about the time that I wrote the song Georgia and came up with that EP. And that was pretty much the last EP last recordings I released was the Georgia EP. At that time, I had signed with a management group out of St. Louis called the Galgo Music Group, and he got me on this. It was a tour with Armed Forces Entertainment, which is very similar to the USO. They'd put on entertainment for the troops overseas. And in all these different countries, all of our fine men and women are serving our country where they're stationed at. And so, yeah, that's where this is a little bit of a shorter episode. That's kind of want to get through that to the Armed Forces Entertainment show. That's going to be its own show, and hopefully I'll get my buddy Steve on the podcast, and we'll talk about that tour. Went to Honduras and Bogota, Colombia. We're supposed to go to Ecuador. And we did go to Honduras during the time of the 2009 coup, where the government was overthrown by its people. So we went right whenever that was happening. So we'll leave it off here, and I'll throw in the single Dreamers or something right after I get done yapping my gums.
You can't see me when the doors are closed. I need your body wrapped close. My heart has retired to you, and breaking old habits to start new with you. Hope your mind is clearer when you're sleeping tonight. Mistakes and distance, separate minds and separate dreamers. Caught up in decisions, we're all the same. Right up in the corner of where I keep all my stuff lies the moment when I'll break the ice and press the button and send this straight to you. And all the details you never with you, with you, with you, with you. The sun is coming up over my backseat. There's some things you need to know. This is coming from me. You need to calm down. Don't you even say a word. And won't you calm down? You're gonna start an argument. Hush now, hush now. Don't you even say a word. While I break down all the things in my world. There's many things I'd like to know. How I could be happy by watching you go. I'll keep your picture on my dashboard and send my best wishes straight to the Lord. Calm down. Don't you even say a word. Oh, won't you calm down? You're gonna start an argument. Hush now, hush now. Don't you even say a word. Oh, while I break down all the things in my world. Hush now. Don't you even say a word. Oh, while I break down all the things in my world. Walking outside, enjoying the weather, counting the pieces and putting them together. Walking outside, enjoying the weather. If thinking like this makes me crazy, then I'll go out on the limb. You've been owning my mind lately, and tell me you think the same and I'm not crazy. What if I wanted to be yours? Would you want it? And what if I wanted to be yours? Would you want it? Oh. Things in our past, but that don't matter. Won't you be my happiness? You've done nothing but make this better. Won't you be my happiness? And what if I wanted to be yours? Would you want it? And what if I wanted to be yours? Would you want it? And what if I wanted to be yours? Would you want it? Oh, yep. What if I want it? What if I want it? Oh, yeah. What if I wanted to be yours? Would you want it? And what if this makes me crazy, then I'll go out on the limb. She had her hands clenched, she was ready to kill me. She had that look in her eyes that told you what was on her mind. And saying, boy, are you leaving without a reason? Do you even have a care at all? What about the nights we spent when we were so into each other? And I tried to have your thoughts and to ask those questions, but I don't have the answers. She's just been on my mind more every day, and it's unfair to you. After all we've been through, you need someone better, someone that's all about you. And I won't let a day slip away, I won't remember you, I'll remember you. I hope you do the same. The calls and car drives, sparkling tears, it's all in your eyes. The soft tremble touch of your hand told me you knew, but you didn't understand. Told me you knew, but you didn't understand. I'll be thinking about you, wondering how you're better without me. I'll remember you, I hope you do the same. And she was holding her head in her hand, shaking her head in disbelief. And she picked up her purse and said, I can't believe you're doing this to me. Saying, didn't I give you what you wanted? Wasn't I good to you? What about the times you said I was the one you always wanted? And you're special to me, you have been and always will be. You were so good to me, you were good to me. And but I can't control where my heart goes. It might end up back to you, some things we'll never know. And I won't let a day slip away, I won't remember you, I'll remember you. I hope you do the same. The calls and car drives, sparkling tears, I saw in your eyes. The soft tremble touch of your hand told me you knew, but you didn't understand. I'll remember you, I hope you do the same. And I won't let a day slip away, I won't remember you, I'll remember you. I hope you do the same. The calls and car drives, sparkling tears, I saw in your eyes. The soft tremble touch of your hand told me you knew, but you didn't understand. And she was saying, boy, are you leaving without a reason? Do you even have a care at all? What about the nights we spent when we were so into each other?